Good morning, friends and family. So today I have finally reached my goal. So this is me. This is July 28th, 2026, and I finally reached my goal of 150 pounds. This is what I wore originally starting. I am having trouble keeping this on, to be honest. The shirt is an XL and the skirt is an 18W, so what do I wear now? For my shirt, I wear a small to a medium now, and then for my skirt, I have a size 12 on currently. So let's talk about all the numbers. For example, I started at 207 in December 10th of 2024, and I'm currently 150 pounds today. And that is July 28th, 2026. So that took me 595 days or 1.63 years. I lost a total of 57 pounds, and per month on average that's about 2.9 pounds. And if we break that down to weekly, that is 0.67 pounds. And if we did that per day, it would be 0.096 pounds, or about 1 pound every 10 days. So I've lost 27.5% of my body weight. And as I mentioned, I went from an XL for my shirt down to a small or a medium. And you can even see the difference when I did this in October of 2025 for my birthday celebration. And then with my skirt, I currently am at a 12 size there. So I have some questions I want to answer and tell you. So now let's talk about my story. Why did I decide to lose the weight? Well, number one is because of my kids. I remember in the backyard, I was struggling to even play with them. I'd be out of breath just walking with them, and I wanted to change that. What happened that finally made me start? It was December 10th of 2024, and I was being stubborn, and I'm saying that I didn't want to wait till New Year's. I didn't want to wait 2 more weeks to start a New Year's thing of, hey, I'm gonna lose X amount of pounds. I just decided today I'm going to make a change. What did I weigh at my heaviest? I believe it was 220, and that's when I had Ember. What was the hardest day of your journey? I don't think there was a hardest day, but the hardest moment was initially starting, and then when we moved to this location, when we moved to this house, it was, oh hey, I haven't been doing my steps for a week, I haven't been keeping track of my food for a week, and I had gained, I believe, 3 pounds, and then that was one of the hardest times. Did I ever want to quit? Initially, yes. And then whenever we moved here, yes. So what did I eat every day? It varies, but typically it was 1 cup of white rice, a chicken thigh, and then some veggies. Did I count my calories? Yes. I had assumed that on average, the average person eats about 2,000 calories to maintain their weight. So I was eating in a calorie deficit at 1,500 calories a day. Do I exercise, and if so, what did I actually do? So exercise for me has been 10,000 steps a day. That is my goal. How long did it take before I noticed a difference? I would say when I started losing that initial weight, I think it was 16 pounds. I made a post on Facebook. You could actually see that I had like some body. I'm not just a block. I had like some curvature. That was nice. Do I have cheat meals? Not really. Technically, yes, because we'll be with our friends maybe once or twice a month, and then we'll just eat whatever is presented. I'll just eat whatever I want, but 1 to 2 meals out of the month that I get to eat whatever, and I'm not thinking about the calories, like that's totally fine. What habits made the biggest difference? 10,000 steps a day and eating in a calorie deficit. That's all you need to do. Well, I'm sure it's going to vary per person, but for me, that's what worked every single time. Eating a calorie deficit of 500 calories a day, so from 2,000 to 1,500, and then walking 10,000 steps a day. How much weight did I lose? I lost 57 pounds. My clothing size went from XL to a small or a medium. What changed besides the number on the scale? Besides my clothes, I would say my mental state of like, I can't eat just whatever now. I have to look at, hey, if you want the average serving size, it's going to be 3 cookies for X amount of calories. I'm not just eating 12 Oreos because I want to anymore. What's easier now that wasn't before? I'd say 10,000 steps a day. I got a walking pad or a treadmill, and I can knock that out probably 90 minutes. What's something nobody tells you about losing 50 pounds? I would say your brain still thinks you are what you started at. Like I'll sit down and I'll see my belly stick out a little bit, and I'm thinking I'm still that Ashley when I started, but I know I'm not. But my brain is telling me, hey, this is what you used to look like, even though I can't really remember how far my belly sticked out, but that's one of the things they don't tell you. You still think you look like what you started at. What did I waste time doing? I think I wasted time thinking, oh, I'm gonna lose 57 pounds in a year. Really, it's just I'm more focused on my goal than I was the actual process. What's the biggest myth about weight loss? That food is gross whenever you're doing that. I think I got to learn a lot more about delicious food because I'm a pretty picky eater. Now we're eating a lot more veggies and fruit, and they're actually really good. What surprised you the most after losing the weight? I think what surprised me the most is that I'm 150 pounds, but I don't look like what I did when I was 150 pounds when I first got married. How much money did I spend? I honestly don't think we spend any more. Like that initial $100 for the treadmill, sure. But honestly, our eating habits have changed, and we probably still spend the same amount or less. Actually, I know it's that we spend less. We don't eat out every Sunday anymore. We don't go to get food every Sunday. We would go to Wendy's after church every single Sunday. So now we've saved, I'm assuming, $80 to $100 a month, and then we probably just repurpose that into our grocery bill, if that. Did I ever hit a plateau? Absolutely. The first initial plateau going from 207 to 200, I stayed around 200 for a bit, and then the plateau was a big step at 160, and I think those are the two major ones for me. How did I stay motivated when the scale stopped moving? That's a good question. I think it was I had to be a little delusional, and I know that word can be pretty strong, but to me, it is going beyond what I see and still doing what I need to do. So while the proof wasn't happening, I still did it. So how did that make me motivated? I just believe that if I kept doing what I knew what to do, it would happen. So two kind of answers in there. How did I handle holidays, birthdays, and vacations? The same, like I still ate what was presented. So if we had birthday cake, I would have that. I'd say 90% of the time, unless I just didn't want it. I would eat the hot dogs, the chips, whatever. I just wouldn't have as much as I used to. Last three questions. How am I maintaining my weight now? So if I wanted to maintain, I would eat more dessert, and it would be a higher calorie dessert. Everything else I'm kind of doing all right, or I would have seconds in my meals. That would be more of how I maintain, I guess. Do I still have a goal? Kinda. If I had to stop today, I would be very content where I'm at. I think my next goal is to try 140, and we'll see how that goes. What's my next fitness goal after losing the weight? I would say continue 10,000 steps a day, try to get to 140. So this is the update before I get to 140. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you want to lose weight, you can start today. Try to get more exercise in, try to eat in a calorie deficit. Thanks for watching.